Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Meow podcast. Figure this out here real quick. There we go. All right. Everybody's ready.
We get to see some faces.
Yeah.
I love it.
Man, I'm pretty tired.
Well, you've been studying so much.
Yes, there's been a lot of studying. I have been knee deep in microbiology and ethics. It's been interesting. I like the ethics. I like micro too, but it takes a little more work. So, guys, hello. Violet, how are you? Oh, we're just getting started here. So, Hawkwind, do you want to reintroduce yourself?
Hey guys, hey ladies, hey everybody, hey anybody. I'm Hawkwind. Guess what? We're gonna sit tonight and have crazy conversations, and we're gonna just have a lot of fun. Yeah, if you don't know me, then come visit me, Hawkwind. 1972 Twitch TV. Yeah, we'll talk more a little bit here in a second about what I've been playing. But yeah, what you got, CatDad?
Well, Violet tells me that my mic sensitivity needs to be turned up, so I'm just going to talk into the mic a little more.
You got it up above your head now. You changed some stuff around, didn't you?
No, usually is just further up above my head.
Oh, I thought you had one of those spit filters.
I do, but it was like causing some problems. So yeah, CatDad. I host CatDad TV. Which is what you're watching. Shoot, I'm starting to get like a little brain dead here.
We
Yeah,
call that brain parts.
I'm a variety streamer. I don't, and I'm a nursing student. So, our guest, Alyssah, how are you?
I am pretty good, thank you.
Good.
Hello to everyone. Well, I should say that I'm a Romanian living in Romania. My occupation, if you can say so, it's a psychologist, and I'm here to spend a good time with you guys.
Hell yeah, I like that.
Now, one of the things we'll do, Allie, is if I don't know if you can pull up CatDad's view, but if people ask questions, if not, no worries. We'll purvey the questions as best we can. But yeah,
I cannot see what they are asking, so you'll have to fill me in.
we can definitely do that. So
is that better? Is that better, Violet? We're having sound trouble apparently, or I am. Nobody else is. Anyway, so
I guess I got to bring up your stream on the other side so that way I can catch your the chit chats as well.
Gotcha.
Got it on.
So, Alyssa's not much of a gamer, so she's gonna have to sit back and just listen to us nerd out for a little bit.
I'm ready.
Okay.
She's got her coffee. So yeah.
So
yeah. So Allie, what time is it for you right now?
It's 5:30 a.m.
Okay, so I want everybody to understand that she stepped out of her time frame to be here with us. So she got up and to be here at 5:30 in the morning and to be just chatting with us. So
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, I thank you for
Violet's.
inviting me.
I think Violet's about the same. Maybe a hour or two different,
Yeah.
but no. Violet, love the comments all the way around.
Yeah, thank you. So what you been playing?
Jurassic Park. I've been playing with dinos, man. I've been trying to show off dinos. That's kind of what I've been trying to fucking make money from dinos in a game. And
Like
I
that?
tell you what, you see, now you're probably showing me picking up a dead dino. Yeah. That's how successful it's going. I mean, but no, this game's really, it's a lot of fun in the aspect of, if you ever did a sim city builder, but then it's dinos are what make you money. And I know you've played the game.
Right.
I don't know how far you went into the game. The only thing I can think that's going to be different from when you played it versus now is there's some of the DLCs added.
Right.
Now, that would probably make a hell of a lot more sense, the difference of what I've been playing from what you did, because I don't remember how many DLCs or if any DLCs were available to you. But
no, I think I bought it maybe the day it launched. I might have even pre-ordered it. Because
gotcha.
that's when I was doing the the roller coaster game.
Yep.
And
Well, and
and this company made the same game, so everybody was just kind of like, "Are you going to buy this?" so I did, and I enjoyed it.
yeah. And it gets kind of meticulous at a point where you're just kind of doing the same thing in hopes of getting more guests to come see you, more money to do it. More, but still, I want to see where it goes.
Have you had a T-Rex get out of its pen yet?
I actually, just before we got on, I incubated my first T-Rex.
Oh, okay.
And
gotcha.
So I did do a lot of Velociraptors. I don't. I've been very cautious. So, but I finally got concrete fences, and starting to feel like I'm pretty confident in what I'm doing. So,
yeah, those will help.
Yeah. But I don't get a lot of people coming in, to view. So I wouldn't suggest it as one of those games right now. If you're trying to pull in viewers,
Right.
I wouldn't suggest it. It's a great game. I love playing it. But yeah, when it comes down to the viewers, so
There's just not a lot of traffic for that game anymore, I think.
Yeah, and even with the DLCs, but like you've said, the building's really difficult at times. I don't like that I've got the real estate to do things, but because of the level of the ground, like you can kind of see that building there, I had to.
Looks like you got a raptor on the loose.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised. But you can see where the ground had to be built down, I guess, and man, and that becomes such a challenge because you don't know where to flatten it and where not to. So
yeah. Yep. That was
so I've been playing it more offline than I have online.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense to all those people. So
so
what have you been playing? I think you've been playing one of the beta games of.
Yes. I have been playing Mortal Shell.
Okay.
And it's kind of it's like a Dark Souls. It's very Dark Souls inspired. It's hard. But they kind of taken they've gone their own way with it for sure. The combat is a little bit different. It's pretty similar, but I feel like the monsters are harder than in Dark Souls, at least Dark Souls 1. But you kind of fight one. Well, I say that you fight one or two at a time, at least so far in the beta that I've gotten here. These guys are whipping my ass here, as you can tell. But the controls are great. It's very reactive. They have a different. You can see here, like there's a guy laying there in that tomb. That is actually what they call a shell. And it's basically, I don't know if you've ever played Warframe, but it's like
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like, the different frames that you can pick. Like they have different like abilities and stats and stuff. That's what these are. I'm playing kind of a rogue build here, so you can switch in between your different builds. Like, if you feel like you need, a knight type character, or you need a rogue type character, or any kind of a warrior, or, whatever. I think they've got in the beta there are 4 different shells. So far I've only found 2. But
Gotcha.
and you can play a lute.
Nice.
Which is cool.
Please. So, Allie, does any of this make sense to you?
No, I was just thinking that the only game that I played is Coin Master. So, yeah.
I love it. Okay. I don't think any of these games that we're talking about will be close to Coin Master.
I know Minecraft and GTA.
Nice.
Yeah, we
see.
Yeah.
I know them. I did not play them.
One day we'll have to introduce you to it. I mean, I think.
And Minecraft's a great game.
Oh, and that game with that ball that you tried to teach me.
Oh, the marbles. Yeah, we were trying to do marbles because that was it's such an interactive game. I was shit at it, so I didn't go much further with it.
I've never tried marbles on stream. I've never. No, it just never seemed interesting to me. Like trying to do that. Like I would just be so bad at it. Like, oh, looks like Peckerhead is in number 1. Well, we got Simp Lord 69 at number 2.
Right.
Well,
and that was where I was trying to see if she could run the game. Well, she tried to do a Twitch thing, because I could almost hear her narrate how well everybody's doing, and but it just unfortunately the CPU and trying to stream at the same time was such a So the other game I think that we're both trying to look at before we go into deeper and more fun stuff was Elite Dangerous. Have you downloaded it yet?
No, I've not bought it.
Okay.
I need a joystick.
I don't think you need a joystick.
No, I don't need one, but I definitely want one.
Oh, you want?
I'm gonna play that game.
And you need. Okay, fair. Keep that in mind, Allie. His want versus his need. I mean, well,
I'm a very particular guy. So
yeah. So Dotila. So I mean, what was it? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So, whoop. Exposed.
Yeah, you got it
Exposed.
all jacked up. You got it all
Okay.
jacked up now.
So, Alyssah, you're from Romania. How's it going over there?
Well, it's not very good because yesterday they just announced that we have 600 and something people new infected. So I'm afraid we're going to emergency state again, but
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
let's hope not because I want to go to Greece. Yeah.
Greece is a beautiful place. Have you ever been?
Mhm.
Oh, I love
And it's
Greece.
very cheap.
Hmm.
Very. Well, it's cheap. It's like it's more expensive to go here at the seaside than there.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, I went to on my honeymoon to Santorini. That was amazing. That was really good. Um,
CatDad, can you find a map
I can.
real quick and show where Romania is versus to Greece?
They're pretty
Because
close.
like if you and I were to get in a car and drive to Greece, so let's figure out how much challenging that would be versus a Romanian to go to Greece. Because I envy Allie just in that aspect of going like, you know, there's an option to get into a vehicle real quick.
Well, I can say that if you want to go in Romania from where I am, from Bucharest to, let's say, Arad or another city that is far, you'll have to drive much more than you'll have to drive from here to Greece.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
we only have Bulgaria between us.
Right.
so we've got let's see, what is it? Depending on the direction, we can either have the Pacific Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know which one would be the shorter route as far as a car. No, I'm just having fun right now, but that's
Yeah.
all things said. I will say this, and maybe it's different for you because you live there, Allie. But to go see some of those sites, I know there's going to be some difficulties, but man, it's such a challenge for us to go see those things.
Yeah. To find anything old in America is not, that's not really a thing. To find something, that was erected 2,000 years BC,
Mm.
right? Just not, it's just not possible.
Yeah, we Europeans so love it.
Yeah,
So
and
excited.
I guess that's part of the thing that we want to pick your brain from is so being there, being over in Europe, and um, how are the things going? I know it's a difficult time because of the pandemic and the worries of the virus and blah blah blah. But outside of that whole scenario, I mean, do you find it fun that you can just jump in a bus or a train and see so many other countries? Is that something that
Mm, it's good because you don't have to go in your own country, as I was saying, because at the seaside it's so expensive. You would rather go to Turkey, and they have incredible hotels with all you need, or Greece. So it's kind of cool that you can do that. I mean, where would you go? I know doesn't sound very patriotic, but most of us are like, why would you go in your own country where it's expensive, where it's not that we don't consider it beautiful anymore because we've seen it, you know?
Sure.
So we want to explore more. So if you have the opportunity not to drive so much, for example, from here to Alexandropoli, it's called. It's a town in Greece. It's very close to Turkey. It's like 500 kilometers. And that means like 7-8 hours of driving,
Mm-hmm.
driving chill style. Um, so it's pretty cool that you get to explore those countries and reach to them very quick. Like
Yeah.
especially, I'm talking about driving, but by plane it's even better. I'm not a freak with the old stuff, but many people are. They like to explore it to see where, I don't know, what man or woman did something in that building that is just, you know, and is a cemetery and blah, blah.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you know.
Or where the gypsies began.
No, I think another great thing about it.
Transylvania.
They are
Sorry.
Indians, I think, and I don't want to upset anyone, but they do look like Indians so much.
So
I get it. I get it, Violet. That's where the fun begins.
I think another great thing about Europe when I was there, and you know, there are a lot of similarities in cultures, especially ones that you know border one another, but just the food. I mean, you can go. You know, the food in France is pretty different from the food in Italy, right? Like, I find that amazing. I just love food. I think that's my. I just really like food, and so you know, checking out the different, um, just cultures and the food has always been something that I really like. My wife enjoys the history more than I do, I think, but things like that I've always really kind of envied. Right, like you can. I mean, there are definitely different cultures within America and different you know food choices, but they're not like. I mean, if you go from South Carolina to California, now that's going to be that's going to be pretty different. But you can still get, you know, KFC at both places. Right.
You can get KFC here too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying that, you know.
It's just different, I think.
Yeah.
I think the food that they give you, it's not the same with the one that they give us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because it's again, we have to be honest. Chicken raised here in America versus chicken raised across the ponds on either side, whether it's in the Chinese area or the European area, it's there's still chickens are eating something a little different, and there's going to be a different taste, but it still comes down to
Well, they're
preparation.
Yeah, they're probably prepared differently as well. I bet there's no way anybody uses more grease than Kentucky.
Or Missouri, because I mean, oh, I guess biscuits and gravy, man. Come on, let's talk about biscuits and gravy. Now, in Romania or anywhere in Europe, biscuits and gravy is not the same thing because of how we do the gravy. And I mean, literally, we just fucking just add a little milk to the fucking oil and some sausage or whatever meat, and boom, we got a biscuit. Now, a biscuit is funny because of the change of uh, universal language. A biscuit here in America and a biscuit in Europe, I think are very different.
A
I
biscuit,
mean,
something sweet here.
nope. And a biscuit here is okay. And me being kind of a guy that cares a lot about food, a really plain fucking piece of bread that you can cook over a campfire. So,
Yep. And it's really
but
good with sausage gravy.
yes. Oh my God. And talk about filling you up for breakfast. I mean, you won't need to eat till 6 o'clock. And if you eat it at 6 in the morning, you won't need to eat until 6 o'clock that night because it just clings to your fucking stomach. But it's not healthy for you. I mean, it's not a
Absolutely. And JT's right. The American portions are huge compared to everywhere else. Like, we just eat so much.
yeah.
Well, in Greece, when you get the octopus, they just give you one or two things with a little bit of sauce, and you pay like 10 euros, if not more. And it's like, what's that?
Yeah. I actually got.
But when you ask for zucchini, they do give you a big plate,
I went to. No, I was in. Rome. I think it was Rome. I got one of the best fillets I've ever had in my life, and it was actually cheaper there than it would be here to get a steak. I was actually blown away because I think I paid 20 euros for the steak, and here it would have been $45. Like,
for steak.
Yeah, steak is
I think
expensive.
it would be like 10 euros or something.
Yeah, steak.
Yeah, we're poor, so our prices are lower.
Yeah, a good steak is really expensive here.
Even though we have cattle everywhere.
Yeah, it's just demand, right? Like,
so
yeah.
So with the pandemic, how has it impacted you though? Because again, this is something I'm still trying to wrap my head around. You said that there was another 600 cases that you're aware of right now.
That's what they tell us. We don't really know the truth.
Okay, so you also worry about what they're telling you.
Well, definitely.
I don't have any fucking idea on our numbers. I've stopped paying attention. I've just stopped paying attention, but obviously there's still a concern, but we're told, at least from our media at times, we're still rising above in cases versus this country or that country. Or, I mean, is your country still in a state of don't worry, we're getting through this, or is it you don't know what the fuck's going on yet? We're still trying to figure it out, and we're still trying to work it out.
Well, I think it's more about the people because here in the media and all around those social networking, there's this thing that there's no virus. You don't need to wear a mask and blah, blah, blah. So there are enough people not wearing a mask and not giving a damn because allegedly this virus doesn't exist. Because of them, this is the situation we are in. They're not worried. They just ask us to respect the orders, if I can say so. But people don't do that. People go to the seaside and they go to clubs and there's no social distancing, So when you're not doing that, you get the result.
Yeah. And we've got some of that. There's definitely some of that. People are like, saying that this is not even real, things like that. But the biggest thing that I see is, well, we acknowledge this is real, but you can't take away my freedoms because there's a virus going around. Like, I'm not wearing a mask, and if you try to make me, then fuck you, I'll go to jail. Like, that's the kind of things that people say. And I don't understand why they think that wearing a mask is taking away their rights, for one, and then number two, why wouldn't you want to, if you acknowledge that there is a deadly virus going around, why wouldn't you want to save, the people around you?
Well, okay. So you've got you deal with it in a lot more ways than the people I know, I guess. CatDad. I mean, you're in the nursing prospect of it and trying to become a nurse, and so I'm sure you go through different regiments by far stricter than an Allie and I would ever have to deal with.
Right.
But I'm curious on, because I get it. I stay at home for the most part. I still get out every once in a while, but I don't wear a mask.
Do you have
but
a
I
mask?
still no.
Oh,
I got a painting mask if I really wanted it. I mean, because fuck, I think the paint fumes when I was doing it, I noticed the difference. But right, but I mean, I also find it funny. Okay, so let me finish my first thing. So having the mask alone, many people are like, okay, but we're supposed to stay in 6 feet apart. So if we stay at home and we maintain a distance and we keep our proximity to a minimum, that should be good, right? But then I also sit there and I watch some of these people shoot up with their mask, which is a bandana.
Yeah.
And so they feel like they're doing their part, but I'm like, I don't know much about the virus itself, but I'm thinking that's not the solution. I mean,
this is my favorite move. Hey guys,
oh yes,
I'm
yeah,
wearing a mask.
Yeah, and your nose is still there.
Yeah.
So it does come where, in I guess I'm not agreeing with the people going, oh, I'm not gonna wear a mask because I'm gonna fight the rebel side of it. But at the same time, I'm like, if we're really trying to avoid a freaking humongous virus, I mean, I donated old bed sheets to some of the people around here to make masks. They had to be cotton. That's fine. But is that going to be the savior? I mean, if it's really coming down to the mask, we don't have the proper masks available to us. So I put on this cotton mask that loops around my ears. That's what's going to save. It just, something doesn't feel correct about it to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I think there is some warrant to that. Like, I don't think a cotton mask won't keep you from getting the virus, but it may keep somebody else from getting it.
And okay, so explain that to me, though. Explain that so I make sense out of it.
Okay, so just through, like, okay, so we're aware that these cotton masks have holes in them big enough for the virus to get through, right?
Sure.
Viruses are very small. Now, something like this N95 will actually could stop the virus from coming in. But like, so if you're breathing out or if you're coughing, right, this splatter kind of stops for the most part in inside the mask, right?
Right.
It's kind of like if you're shooting a shotgun and you shoot it far away, that is going to scatter a lot further, right? Like there's going to be a lot more area to contaminate. Whenever you get into this, it's going to hit, most of it will get caught by the cotton, and there might be a few droplets that still fall out, but it's not the same as if you get close to somebody who's not wearing a mask and coughs on you, then it only takes one droplet, right, to get it. So one droplet through on, like, if I'm blasting the shotgun or the splatter at you and that splatter is huge, that's different than a splatter that's much smaller.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so you don't infect as much as long if you're wearing a mask, but
That's
you're
if-
more
if
likely to
that's
get
if you-
infected.
That's if you have it.
Of course.
So, from what I also understand, we can get it from somebody coughing on a metal railing. And I put my hand on that railing, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, my eye itches,
Mm-hmm.
and I touch my eye. Now, mask or not mask,
Right. No, and you're correct.
So-
but and there are a lot of ways to we could come up with all kinds of different ways to contract this virus. But wearing a mask is definitely going to minimize that if
Sure.
your infection rate.
Well, and again, like what Allie was saying, they're still going to the beaches. They're still having parties in Romania. We know what's going on here in America.
Right.
We know that. So we're not the only entity in this world that's going into that.
Yeah.
We're facing it worldwide still.
Yeah, I'd say most of the Western world is having, except for Canada, they're perfect.
And God, I just see the chat, but I still think that there's another side of this that we're not looking at, though, because we're trying to prevent it from happening. But where are we at from curing it?
It's gonna be a while. I saw an article the other day that was really disturbing. That antibodies are you familiar with antibodies? What they do? So after you contract a disease, your immune system builds antibodies for this disease. And those antibodies, they have a memory, right? They kind of stick around for hopefully a long time. When you get the chicken pox, they stay around the rest of your life. When you get the flu, they stick around for about a year. Well, I read an article the other day that apparently some people's antibodies to this new coronavirus, 3 weeks. And I don't know what, I'm not a virologist. I'm not, I don't know a whole lot about immunizations, but that sounds bad even for the vaccine, right? Like, is a vaccine only going to help me for 3 weeks? Interesting. I don't know I didn't look into the article enough to, see if that was backed by any hard science. Probably should have. But honestly, I was scared to.
Okay, so let's bring Allie back into all this. So, all this out there, how do you think that's impacting people mentally? I mean, we're forced to be alone, but at the same time, even in your country and many others, apparently, they're still just not afraid of it, I guess. What?
Yeah. It's all about how you see it, because if you see all over the news in the media, it's like most of the people do recover from it.
Yeah.
So it depends how you see it. Now, here in my country, there were those rumors. They were telling us that only if you have some other issues with health issues, then you will get the bad version. Now, I don't know who decides who gets what version of this virus, because it seems it has like 3 versions.
Right.
But I think we should not be afraid. I mean, it's a virus. It's not the first virus, it's not the last virus. Plus, from my point of view, if it's meant to be, it's gonna be no matter what you do, no matter what you think. But it's better to be positive, because this is what you attract.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't consider it to be that bad. I mean, I know it. I know. I don't know, but I do believe in this virus. I do believe that there is among us. But I also think that it implies politics, that somehow it's trying to make us think like ships, if I can say so. Because when were in the emergency state, every time you got out of house, you had to have this declaration with you, this paper, sign in, fill in where you're going, the route, the date, and all those things, so they would know. Like, you
There you go,
being
America.
not to give those details to others. I mean, it's a bit like, what do you want to know that? And then you have to wear, here you don't have to wear the mask on the street, only in the closed spaces, the supermarket or stuff like that. But still, it feels to me that they're trying somehow to get ourselves used to this. You have to do that. You cannot talk with him. You cannot talk with him because you're not living with him. You have to tell us whatever you do, whatever you go, It's a bit sketchy. That's why I don't know if you guys know about Serbia, but they are out on the street because they don't want to be kept like that anymore.
See, and that's I don't think that's stuff we hear about. I at least I don't hear about it.
We don't hear anything, other than American politics. We really don't. We really don't. We might hear something from the UK every now and then. If one of their royalty gets married, we might hear about that. But we don't hear much about Europe.
Or Russia, or China, or India, or Africa. We don't get any.
The country of Africa.
Well, you understand what I mean, but
well, for example, if I want to go to Norway, I cannot go because they don't allow us.
Yeah, well, I don't think the Europeans are actually letting Americans in right now.
Yeah, we're not allowed to travel.
I think we do. I mean, you don't have, from America to Romania, you don't have a straight flight. You have to change it. In Germany, Holland, UK, I don't know. all those places. So if you change it and you come from a route from UK or Holland, so we allow them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought the EU had banned Americans for a while.
No,
Wow.
there is a travel ban.
Yeah.
We're not allowed as far as tourists. Now,
Uh-huh.
it
Mhm.
comes back to the essential workers. So, I find it funny what essential worker means. what is essential? Oh,
Especially,
yeah,
when we were in lockdown, Germany said, we need your workers because we have the asparagus. Is that how you say it?
So what is it again?
Asparagus. Pe- pe- pe-
Asparagus?
Yes. Yes. So they
Awesome.
had plantation of that plant, and they said to to Romanian president, we need your workers to come and pick it up,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so our president was like so thrilled in plain emergency state with this virus and stuff like that to send our people in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are essential workers. Those that go and have to pick fruits and
Asparagus.
vegetables and whatever, because they
So-
cannot
Asparagus.
spell all vegetables and fruits in English. So
I don't
yeah.
know how it is in Romania or Missouri, but in Kentucky, gun stores are essential.
And I seen a few statements where you cannot wear a mask in a gun store because we tend to take that as a bad thing because we don't want to shoot you.
That means you're a pussy liberal. But,
However, the version may come to play. But again, those are things. You go into a gun store with a mask on, guess what? We feel like you're going to rob us.
yeah.
I've also seen here where for the concealed gun owners that it's actually a federal law you cannot ever wear a mask because you have a concealed gun. So you could actually get in trouble in the same time having a concealed and carry, but wearing a mask because you have a gun.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's no such thing as a concealed carry license in Kentucky anymore.
okay,
Anybody.
well,
Anybody
here-
can carry a gun concealed. So, wearing a mask or not wearing a mask doesn't matter.
Well, why would you wear a mask if you go to the bank?
The bank?
yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it the same thing? Like,
Well,
aren't you gonna rob them?
Right.
Our banks have closed off their lobbies. You have to call ahead if you need an appointment. Otherwise, you drive around and do it that way.
Yeah. Here, no. Everything is open except the economy. Yeah.
What else can we say about all that? I mean,
Well,
I think there's a lot of things that need to be said, but
my statement that I've been making for a little while now is that be careful. If you get this virus and you die alone.
You die alone anyway.
You have no family around you. The closest thing you have to you is a nurse that you probably don't know. The best you can hope for is a phone call to your family. Whether that's through an iPad or something like that, that would be better. But if you're dying, for them to tell you could buy over, the internet, that's not just rough on you, that's rough on everybody. And that would be my warning.
If you die.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the chances for a healthy person to die from this are like very low. In case you have other issues, well, you do need to take more precaution. Either way, you do need to take precaution. I mean, wear a mask, wash your hands, do what they say, and try to stay away. I mean, it's so hard. I'm not a party person, so for me, it's not hard to stay away from parties, from big crowds, but you have to do it for yourself, no matter what. There is a virus, and the only one who can protect the best is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to think about we're gonna die from it. That's not, I mean, not for me anyway. I'm not thinking I'm gonna die from it. Plus, there are people who have other health issues that didn't die from it.
Yeah, that's true,
And
but there's
they
always
do make it, like they put the numbers, people who die from cancer. I mean, those are the news circling around here. I mean, they die from other disease and they pay their families, they pay them, I don't know how much, $1,000 or something around that.
Mm-hmm.
So they can agree to that they write on their death certificate that they died from this virus. So it's a bit, you don't know for sure. You just get what they feed you, But it's kind of sad that we have to have a virus in order for us to wash our hands more.
Absolutely. And I've got more to say, but Hawkwin, I think it's your turn.
I actually, I totally believe as Allie does, really. Yeah, there's a concern. But I still question the concern of it. I mean, we've already been through the avian bird flu. We've been through so many other things that they really wanted to cautious us on. But this is the first time it's hit worldwide. And I still go, okay, yeah, there's still, if we want to contain it, there's some things that need to happen. And I containing it still not going to happen with the things that we've done. We've asked people to do these things. We've asked people to be please don't go to big parties. I mean, the bars are closed, the restaurants are closed. Oh, but guess what? We're gonna open them up here. Oh, and guess what? We'll still let it be this or that. And I just, there's still just something that doesn't feel right. But I'm not worried about myself. I pretty much stay home and do my deal and stay here, and I don't go out and associate with a lot. But again, it's not going to stop me from going and buying my beer like I like to, and that one time touching the door handle, and there it is. I got it. Uh, I don't know.
Well, there is another issue, and it's kind of twofold. One, if you get the virus, there's a likelihood that you spread it to others, right? There's at least a possibility.
like
now who you give that to, and if they survive, that's we can talk about that all night. Like what is
yeah.
what are the ethics? What's the moral of how that works and how that continues to spread. And then there's another thing. If you get sick, sick enough to go to the hospital, you are taking up a bed in the hospital. One that takes up a lot of resources for the bed for for everybody else's safety. But it's a lot of resources for one patient with the coronavirus. Not only that, you have other patients that may have cancer or heart problems, or something that unrelated to coronavirus, but they need a bed, and you are taking that bed because you are now sick, and again, you're taking up a lot of resources, more than most. Hopefully you're not on a vent, but you have to realize that there is an entire ecosystem within that hospital that depends on people being able to leave that hospital, right? Like as soon as you go into a hospital, we look at you and we say, okay, this is when we need this person to leave. That's the first thing I look at. When can we discharge this patient? How can we kind of develop develop a way to get them out of the hospital as fast as possible. And with this, it kind of throws a wrench in that, right? Like, and again, I've got more to say if you guys want to.
I want to step away for a second, but
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. And then there's also a point that you guys have made that it's not, that the coronavirus is not that bad. And to a point, I would agree with you all. And there's reason for that. I feel like this is kind of the practice round, right? Like this is the heat race. This is we are practicing for the big one. This is something that it is pretty infectious, and it is pretty deadly, but it is not as deadly as a virus could be, and it's not as infectious as a virus could be. I think it has. Are you familiar with the R naught of a virus? Its infection rate. Basically, the coronavirus has an R naught of 2, meaning when you get the coronavirus, your likelihood of spreading it, you're likely to spread it to 2 other people. There are diseases like, I think, measles, with an R naught of like 16. So you're likely to spread it to 16 other people. Imagine this virus with an R naught of 16. Imagine something like AIDS or Ebola with an R naught of 16. This is not just a pandemic where people can look at the news and be like, well, I don't have to wear a mask. This is one where they look at their little brother and he's dead, right? Like, babies die every day. Old people are dying. There's a few people that are surviving because they, out of sheer luck, they're immune to it. But that's a life that's a world-changing event, which I think this virus is a world-changing event, but not on that level. And I think this is how we learn to deal with something that is that dangerous. Again, that's
what else do we have on our what else do we have on our plate tonight? Because
Well, let me
and
take a
I
look
don't
at the
think
handy dandy notebook.
I don't think we're getting anywhere with it.
Uh,
I don't know. In my book, you're so pessimist, realist,
Okay.
pessimist. Because if you're looking at the data, most of us are immune.
mm-hmm.
So
I think that,
we
yeah.
have to do what we have to do in order to protect those that aren't. And that shows who we are. Because if you are a self-care person, if you only care about yourself, of course, you don't care you're infecting others, although you have no symptoms and you're immune, but you're transmitted it,
Mm-hmm.
So if you are, how can I say that? If you care about the people around you, if you care about your parents, about your family, because those are the first ones that you always put ahead, then you'll do what you have to do in order to protect them. Because if you're immune, it doesn't mean your parents are, But we don't have to think about our health system in Romania. If we get too many people, I mean, that they need the ATI, I think,
Mm-hmm.
when you need the bed with the breathing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we have like too much, and I'm not talking too much, it's like 5,000 beds. I think this is what we have, or something like that. So if there are more people, we're gonna die, and we're gonna die bad, because they don't have what they need to keep us alive.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
I'm sorry.
you know,
I'm sorry. There's stuff going on in chat. I'm not laughing at you.
Yeah.
There's a poll that says, "Has Hawk took a bath this week?"
So
Go
chat, I'm so
everybody,
sorry. But to everybody out there chatting, she didn't see it, so we have to.
yeah, I don't see the chat. How do I get to see the chat?
Well, and that's where you have to go to CatDad's channel. But we are going to say the things that are probably worth her listening to. But yeah, if you want to see the craziness, if you bring up actually Discord, you might be able to see it. But
I don't even
no, I
work
don't
with
think
that
that.
thing.
I
I need
shower.
something and I can only see myself.
That's fine. You're beautiful as you are. Don't worry about it.
Thank
I
you,
take
thank you. But
showers.
it's the only thing that I see. It's myself. I don't see you guys. I kind of get bored of seeing myself so much.
So I'm sorry if I interrupted anything there.
Yeah, these fuckers finally got to you, CatDad.
They
So
did.
we been waiting for you to finally fucking be like, oh my god. But yeah,
Another thank you
this
everyone
is
for voting.
this is our audience, Allie, and I know you don't see it yet, but you will when you see the video. But it's okay.
Yeah, I will see if they talk bad about me.
No. See them talking bad about her by any means? No, they're putting
No.
trash on me. My bathing properties.
I mean,
So the conclusion about this virus is just keep yourself and the ones you love safe. But don't be a pessimist. Don't think about dying. If you don't think about dying, then
you won't die, right?
yeah, you won't be surprised. I mean, you will be surprised, and it will be so quick. Then you won't have time to think about it. So don't think about it. Just
Yeah.
wash your hands.
I can't do that. I can wash my hands, but I can't just not think about
Dying.
dying and everybody else around me. But yeah, we can move on. I think I think talking about
Think about time. No, we cannot move on.
okay.
I mean, I cannot move on from this thing. We will all die at one point, right?
Hmm. But we don't have
So
to.
what think about it? What do you have to think about it?
Well, I mean, I just
Oh,
don't
Just
want.
live your
ooh.
life. I mean, live it. Take day by day by day. And when you die, you die. You cannot avoid that.
No,
Either
I
it's
agree,
car
but
accident or this virus or whatever.
I agree, but I don't want to live my last week on a ventilator either.
Well,
What we want
if
and
if
what we
something bad
wish.
happens, if you go in a car accident or whatever, and something bad happens to your lungs, then you'll do the same thing.
Well, I don't want that to happen either. That's why I wear my seatbelt.
That's good, but seatbelt will protect you 100%. So again,
Well, no,
either it's the virus or it's something else. If that is to be, it is to be, but you don't have to think about it. Don't think about dying.
I think
We all end up.
thinking about dying is a very good way to self-preserve if you're afraid of it.
Now, I do have a pair of fake Louboutins that I said to all those around me, if I die, bury me with them, you know,
Hmm.
and a dress. I mean, I'm prepared in case that happens.
Hmm.
But I'm also prepared with that outfit that I want to be buried with. I'm also prepared to go to a wedding or a baptism or a party, you know?
Hmm.
See, and that's a definite woman perspective right there. I mean, I don't want to necessarily utilize it that way, but you've already thought about the outfits. When we're us dudes are still thinking, man, I don't want to spit up when I die. I mean, I don't want somebody to see us puke, or shit our pants. But you're already talking about, well, but this is the outfit I'll be wearing when I die. No matter whether I shit my pants or not, I've already got an outfit and it's clean, it's ready.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you can control those things.
I think you can definitely take certain precautions to to extend your
have
life.
clean to have clean underwear ready for the end of it.
Oh,
I mean,
I do have Victoria's Secret underwear, yeah, and bra. Hmm.
okay.
Yeah, expensive
Not that
stuff.
anybody's gonna fucking see it when you're dead. I mean,
I
but
would feel it. I would
damn
feel it.
it,
Yeah.
when you go into the other world, at least you got Victoria's Secrets on. God
Yes.
love you to death. I
It's just the thought. It's not like exactly. It's not like I'm going to know, or maybe I am. Who knows? But it's just the thought. You know, I'm positive about it. It is what it is. You cannot cheat that. That's the thing. But you can make the best of your life that you have.
yeah, I see it.
Um,
That I'm doing it, but you should. I'm doing it. I'm kidding. I'm doing it. I'm good. I really am
so
good.
I think Hawk wanted to talk about, you know, and I guess you guys have touched on this already a little bit, but where's the media and all this? How does um we usually have two sides. Here in America, there's one media outlet who will say wear your mask, another one will say, you know, it doesn't really matter, or don't wear your mask even. I'm not sure that they're going that far, but how's that in Romania? Not
I
just
think
See,
the
so
media is all the media. The
Mhm.
media is the big media and the small media. Like, but they try to panic us. This is my opinion. They try to make it sound worse than you did. We're gonna die. It's the end of the world. Wear your mask. That happened and that happened. And it brings so much cases and so much. And then you can see the family saying, like, well, our mother died from cancer, and when you released the body, you gave it to us in a bag. And they say, well, yeah, because she was in contact with someone who had the virus, but she didn't die from the virus. But just in case, we gave it to you in a bag and sealed. But here are her clothes, the one that she wore before she died. You can take it, not sealed. You can take those clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they do say that the virus survives on the clothes for like, I don't know how many hours. But if you give me my mom's body in a bag sealed in her clothes just like that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know. So things are messed up. The media said exactly what those politicians,
Mm-hmm.
the president and the vice president say. Because again, politics, two sides, you know. One side is like, wear the mask, keep the distance, blah, blah, blah. And the other, don't.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. It's all fake. They want to win the elections and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And some people who watch, I don't watch TV, I watch Netflix. But some people who watch TV all day are like, very easy to manipulate. So, yeah.
It's funny because I watched the I can't think of the gal's name that is representing the PR for Trump here in America, and she made her statements, and then one of the guys went right into, so what was Trump saying about the Confederate flag and this and that, and she stopped him like, so you don't want to ask me about the murderer of this person or the, I don't, again, I'm not going to sit here and spout any of the stuff that she talked about, but like, you really want to talk about this, something he tweeted over the loss of these lives? And again, he comes back, so but you didn't say what Trump was saying about, and she's like, you're you're focusing on the wrong things as far as the media, within the media conference. Because I mean, hate Trump all you want, that's fine, please, whatever. But again, they're just trying to ditch everything into something where they're not trying to focus on media wise that actually should care. Because again, so yes, a Confederate flag can mean so many wrong things, but is that, and I okay, does that over encumber the fact that other people have died completely ignorant of everything else? I mean, so we're just trying to pin Trump, the American president, to a Confederate flag, and that's more media entertainment than people that have lost their lives and not asking about some of these things of where the president of the United States, regardless what the name or who he is or what eh, the media's already focusing on trying to hate on who's in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't like the president. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the media is trying to focus on everything they can because of some statement he made about a Confederate flag. But that's the important piece. I mean, COVID's still going on. All this riots is still going on. All these other things are still going on. But hey, but I want to know what he said about this Confederate flag. And I'm not saying anything's fucking perfect by any means. But it's funny how the media just focuses on going that direction.
It's everywhere like that. They just promote what's bad, nothing positive. I mean,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We want to
I'm
pick
going
on.
to get a Pepsi, so I'll be right
Let's
back.
all take a break. How about that? Does that sound
Okay.
good?
Very good.
All right,
Mhm.
guys, we'll be back. 35 minutes. Sound good for everybody? 5 minutes? Let's give it 5 minutes. All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. If you're new here, hit the follow button. Love to see you back. We will be back
And ring
in
the
about 5
bell.
minutes.
Ring the bell.
That's right.
Yeah.
Be right back, guys.
Okay.
All right, guys. We are back. Thank you all for waiting. Oh, so what now?
What meow?
What
Not
meow?
what now? What meow?
What meow?
What's meow?
So, how about
Yeah, what was on our little list? What was
this?
what was on it now?
This YouTube drama.
YouTube
Jeffree
drama?
Star, Jane Dawson, Tati Westbrook.
Exactly. So I'm going to try to give a little background here. Fill me in when I get something wrong, or you can take it from where I'm at. Hawkwind, I don't know how much you got to look into it.
Nope.
He didn't.
I got to look into it a little bit. I had heard about it when it started. If you got what is the? Let me make sure I get everybody's name right. There is Jeffree Star. There's Shane Dawson. There's Tati Westbrook. And what is James? What is his last name?
Charles.
James Charles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's spill the tea, as it were. So, if you guys are unaware who these people are, they are, what would we say, like beauty gurus. Beauty gurus is what they call themselves. They're pretty big in the YouTube world. I know Jeffree Star has makeup lines that my fellow nurse students will buy, and everybody gathers around and looks at this new palette of color. So about a year ago, why is Dr. Disrespect Man from Twitch? Oh God. So about a year ago,
Another day, another dollar.
right. About a year ago, James Charles advertised for was it gummy bears?
Sugar bear hair.
Okay.
I think.
And this was some kind of vitamin or something like that was supposed to help with your beauty. And it was not, I guess he and Tati Westbrook had developed some kind of partnership. And this was not one of her products. She had her own product that was similar. And she got very upset. So she makes a YouTube video, basically saying James Charles is a bad person. Really, is kind of and then Jeffree Star tweets out or makes a video or something saying that James Charles is basically a sexual deviant. And then James Charles comes back with some pretty damning evidence against both Tati and Jeffree Star. So that was about a year ago. And has it been, 3 weeks now? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? This has been brought up again. Because I don't know if most people, I think, are aware who Shane Dawson is. And apparently he had some sort of I think he was doing some kind of video with Jeffree Star at the time, last year.
A series about the beauty world or something. There was a series that ended up with Shane and Jeffree launching the conspiracy palette and collection.
Okay.
So they made it, and after they sold out, of course.
Gotcha. So apparently, accusations against there are now accusations against Shane Dawson for kind of pushing this, right? What happened a year ago, and also Jeffree Star pushing Tati to do this. Tati made another video, which is honestly kind of hard to watch. I think it almost seems like she is she in some kind of lawsuit with Jeffree Star now?
She didn't say anything. She just said that she cannot release some proofs because she talked with her legal team and blah blah blah. So I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest. I just think that she wants to be protected in case Jeffree Star will sue her. Well, something like that.
The reason I say that is because it seems throughout the entire video that she is trying to prove damages. This has hurt me. I've had to move. I've had to do all these things to protect myself from Jeffree Star. Or maybe Jeffree Star's following. And it just seems to me it all looks very legal to me. It looks very like she's about to drop some kind of legal issue. That's about all I know. If you want to, tell me more, I would spill the tea. Go for it.
No, I don't know if it's spilling the tea, but I think most of the people know Shane Dawson. He's the most popular from them all. Now, before Tati came up with this last video of her accusing them, there were some rumors and people started accusing Shane Dawson for some old videos that he had. Because this is what we people do. We like to judge and pick on others. And after that, the situation got, it's from what I see on the social media and YouTube. So I have no other place to find out things from that. And then people were saying, well, all this stuff about Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, who's his friend, didn't stand up for him as Trisha Paytas and others did. Then Tati came with the video. And she said that Shane and Jeffree fed her with lies about James Charles, and this is why she did it. Now, if you would have your own mind to think things true and not let yourself manipulate it and influence it by others, maybe you wouldn't do it.
Right.
I don't know. Or maybe you would want, in my case, for something like that, you would just talk straight to that person who's involved, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you didn't solve anything and if you would see that, then yeah, it's a war online.
Yeah, and
Anyway,
there was some other stuff about Shane Dawson too that got dug up about his old videos that
kind of creepy.
are questionable. Yeah, they're pretty creepy. He and the main one being him pretending to masturbate to the a portrait or painting or something of Will Smith's daughter, who was 12 at the time, 11 or 12. And there were more things, similar to this, but this was the big one. And so a Twitter battle ensues between Shane Dawson and the Smith family. So Jaden Smith makes this pretty scathing tweet at Shane Dawson, and then Will Smith's, I guess they're still married. Is his wife, are they still married? I'm not sure. Anyway, Willow's mother jumps in, and so now you have the Smith family in a Twitter battle with Shane fucking Dawson. Like, you know how people say you never shoot up, you never shoot down, you always shoot up at people. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, Shane Dawson's pretty popular, but it's not the Smith family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they were upset. They were not happy with his old videos, or at least this one, and I wish I knew some of the other. I know he did some blackface and stuff, but nothing nearly as creepy as, as bad as that is. It's not nearly as creepy as some pedophilia shit. Which, I mean, it doesn't make him a pedophile, but he does this. He might genuinely think or thought that was funny at the time.
And yeah, I think he was just trying to draw attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what he always tried to do.
Mm-hmm.
To draw attention because he's insecure. So with everything he does, I mean, even when he did the Jeffree Star series, I mean, he sounded like he's such a poor guy. He doesn't have much,
Yeah.
Like, doesn't know how to react to rich stuff and blah, blah, blah. Which is like,
Yeah, you take that how you will, right? Like, I don't know. Hawkwind, are you familiar with any of these people?
Nope, not a clue.
Okay. I think probably my favorite work that Shane Dawson did was his documentary on Logan Paul. Or was it Jake? It was
Jake.
It was on Jake, okay. And
I think. I didn't watch it.
It ends up being about both of them in the end. But it was basically, are the Paul brothers sociopaths? And, it definitely has twists to it. Like, he's definitely putting his own twist on it. But it's a pretty good video. I mean, pretty good series of videos. And that was probably my, and that's, that's newer work. That's probably only been a year ago. But that was entertaining. I enjoyed that. But I had no clue about his other, kind of creepier, darker stuff that just kind of odd.
Well, those creepy and dark stuff brought him where he is.
No, yeah.
He's famous on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And he's been around YouTube forever. Like, how long is,
so
when did he start?
After so many years, people went back in the past to dig dirt about him. Like,
Yeah.
Why didn't you do it then when that happened? You do it now because he's famous?
Yeah.
Kind of odd.
I mean, and
Maybe it's Jeffree Star behind it. Who knows?
Mm.
Everybody's scared of Jeffree Star. I don't know why, but everybody's scared of Jeffree Star.
he kind of rubs me wrong as well. I don't. There's something about it, he seems shady. He just seems shady to me. I don't know. I mean, and there's a lot of there's been so much stuff going around both YouTube and Twitch, other platforms such as Mixer and Facebook. I think Facebook's going through their own adpocalypse right now. Like, I mean, it's just 2020, man. So we've got a lot. We could talk about this all night if you want. So I don't know. I hate that Hawkwind's kind of out of the conversation.
Yeah,
He's like, who the fuck are those? What the fuck you talk about?
It's definitely not within the wheelhouse of what I would watch. So yeah, I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. These are just. I'm watching a lot of YouTube because I do. So that is why I know those stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeffree Star is very, very popular. Oh, it's Shane Dawson, but I put my eyes on Jeffree Star because he's got so
Shall
much
I
money.
ask why do you see them as being worthy of watching? I guess because I mean, now don't get me wrong. Don't count me as one of those people that sits there and travels YouTube. No, I don't. But what makes these folks
so popular?
Yeah,
I think drama. This is what makes them popular. Except Tati. I watch Tati Westbrook videos with such a big pleasure because it's about makeup. It's not. She only had like 2 drama videos. This one and the one with Jeffree Star, but the rest are about makeup. This is why I watch.
I feel guilty now that I didn't trim my fucking eyebrows down.
You should.
I mean, I could almost fucking feel the long ones on my eyebrows.
Absolutely, you should feel terrible.
So
get out of the podcast. I'm gonna hide you.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, shit.
Wrong one.
Yeah.
People like drama. That's the thing. People like drama. So that's why those people are so popular.
I mean, yeah, and they are good at makeup. I mean, they sell products that people enjoy. So, I mean, I understand. I understand. I get it. I understand why people would watch. It's not, it's not my cup of tea, but it is. I get it. Like
it's starting to get old.
Mm.
I mean, for me anyway. I'm not watching Jeffree Star anymore.
Oh, wow.
Because all he does is drama lately. He didn't came up with something like, I want to see how you do your makeup because I want to learn from you because you're good at what you do. I don't want to know about this and that and whatever. Just stick to what you did, your YouTube channel. Stick to makeup. This is what you do. But no.
Is Jeffree Star losing subscribers due to this?
From what I heard, yeah. I don't even think he cares because he's got so much money.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably thinks people will still buy his makeup. And he probably makes more money off the makeup than he does YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. If the makeup is good, if what he does, I have nothing from him. Nothing. But if the products are good, then yeah. But, people are canceling brands just for easier issues. I don't really know. It's just that's the whole idea. Drama gets more and more people in.
Yeah. What do you think When you think about it, it is about drama that draws people in. What's the you as a psychologist, right? Like, how does that, that kind of framing in the human mind whenever we see something like drama is kind of a Schadenfreude. Is that how you say it? Like to see someone uh, have a different, or like to kind of fail and get pleasure out of that, right? Like,
Uh-huh. That also, when you scroll over the internet and you see a video with a bad accident, whatever, you're
right.
drawn to press and see it, although you don't want to see it, but you're
Mm-hmm.
drawn and press to see it, just because there's that little thing inside your mind that kind of attract those things.
Where do I need to? I mean, where do I?
So, yeah, I mean, like,
Trying to figure out where do I? I don't. I mean, yeah, I don't trust myself.
Yeah. So I guess it's good to be on the other side.
Should it be down here? Oh, nope. Down there. God damn.
So exactly like you said, they do enjoy seeing others fail, seeing others do wrong.
mm-hmm. So
It's good to be on the other side,
So yeah, so you think it's like kind of like a train wreck? Like you just can't turn your head, right? Like you have to look at this.
You would have to have a very strong mind in order to not care about those stuff. But we all have issues. I mean, I don't think there's anyone without a little thing that is wrong inside of there,
Am I prettier? I can't. No, I still feel. All right, hold on.
So, Hawkwind, what do you think? What makes people flock to this kind of stuff? Like the drama, in respects of drama, just any drama. It doesn't have to be.
Oh my god! It is. It's simply just the train wreck. Yeah, we want to see it. We don't want to admit we want to see it, but by God, yeah. What else? What are you gonna do next?
Enjoy it. It's like you enjoy seeing that. Not enjoy, but it's like a series, like a movie, and you want more.
But it's like, but this is like real. This is not fantasized movie stuff. This is like, oh my god, this is like, because we've seen reality TV now, but we've also, from like even the MTV generation, when they put everybody in a fucking house and like, all right, this is cool, this is fun, this is great. But then you also find out, it's all been acted. But see, now this shit, this ain't faked. I mean, or if it is,
they've done a really good job. If it is,
oh my god, it's like, oh, I want to see more. So I get it, but that's what's sad about our humanity, man. I think I heard Allie say, I want to see other people fail. I want to see other people.
It makes you feel good about yourself. I think that's the idea. When you see others fail, when you see others do wrong things and you're not, it makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Somehow.
And I want to believe in that too. That's sad if it's true. So I gain a step up in a notch because I watched somebody else fail trying to do the same thing I'm doing. And all right, yes. Yeah, I see that there could be fun and enjoyment. I mean, it's like watching Evil Knievel jump the big jump, and if you hope he succeeds or he fails, it chooses on who you are. But hopefully, we choose on people that will succeed. But yeah, when they fail, God, son of a
There is
bitch.
something wrong with us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, he hits the fucking side of the cliff, making everything he can.
But
And
it's
we
easier
rejoice
when
in.
you're not connected, because you won't do that to someone you know. You know, if some of your friends would fail, you won't feel good about it. I mean, you try to cheer him up and
But there are
see
people
how
that
you can.
still are happy to see us fail. Because there's envy, there's what, I wish I could have been that person before they died type of thing. I don't know, but we do go back to that whole detrimental thing first. Instead of going, no, I want to see him succeed. I want, and there are still a lot of people out there that want people to succeed, but I just don't want you better than me.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If you're better than me, that means I've got to work harder now. And now I've got to be even better than what I've been. And that's a really scary thing about humanity. Because there are people that are really good, but unfortunately there's just not enough of us. I said us. There's not enough people that want to strive to be better, not because of others, but because of themselves.
Do you think it's something that we um, we get from our childhood, from what we see around us, or do you think we're just born with it?
No, we're not born with it. No, I'm a full fledged person that we're not born with it. We're born with certain traits. We're born with certain talents, but we're not born with the
Hate in our blood.
I don't want to use hate, because it's not always hate.
Yeah.
It's not always hate, but it's the better to do better than everybody else. The the pride, or the internal drive. But it does start with parents, and sometimes our parents do drive us to do the wrong things. Sometimes the parents drive us to do the right things. But what is that really when it comes down to it and said? So, striving to be better than everybody, if that's taught by your parents, not I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, because I think the parents are trying to do it in a way they don't understand how to do it best.
Yeah, but it's not good because you kind of put a pressure on yourself when you. Yeah,
So
yeah.
so if you're a family of lawyers and doctors, and you're trying to strive for that child to be the best lawyer and doctor at the same time, but the child loves music and actually has a talent in the music. So if you don't nurture what the child's good at, but you strive for what the expectation you have for the child, that gets clouded. It gets clouded very quick. The parents are still doing in their minds what they find the best for the child. They forget that it's still a child and let the child be what the child is. But that's that's if the child has nurturing parents and actually has the ability to try to do those things. Imagine the child that is in a mixed family. Um, Mom and dad aren't necessarily coinciding together and having to struggle for themselves. That's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
So, whereas the Iniki says he was brought up in a religion and was taught that people that don't go to his church aren't good, and he took real pleasure when they messed up. And I don't know if that's necessarily a religious thing. I mean, it's definitely has its connections, but watching outsiders fail, as we said earlier, you most people wouldn't look at their friends and say, "I want them to fail," but outsiders seem to be the ones we. Go ahead.
But no, but let's think about that for a moment. You said we most people don't want to see our friends fail. Now, okay, now let's think about the age level we're talking about now. Because I mean, we're all of within a decade of each other, so here. But when you're at the age of 10 to 20, what's most important? If you're from the age of 10 to 20 and the friends that you grow. Now,
Oh,
go ahead.
no, I was. Go ahead. I was just about.
Because
It was about to be a joke.
no, go for the joke,
No,
please.
it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't work anymore. Continue.
Okay. Because between the age of 10 and 20, we're in a really different and difficult mindset. If you are able to go back to when you were 10 and think about what you went through between 10 and 20, no matter what lifestyle you were lived in, how impressionate were you? I mean, what crowd were you around? It even poor parenting, bad parenting, great parenting. What crowd were you around? What did they do? You know, were they playing chess? Were they going out breaking down stop signs? Or were they sitting there and practicing their homework? What people did you hang around? Because that's a huge time. You start to understand you're a human being at the same time, but you're also replicating, not duplicating, replicating what other people are around you. See, now I grew up where I moved a lot until I was the age of 14. And I got to see lots of different people I wanted to be friends with. Changed me. I know it. I can't tell you where, I can't tell you when, but seeing so many different friendships. But now most people they go into kindergarten. At least here in the Midwest. Let me be specific. Here in the Midwest America, we most people grew up in the same town, and they're my age and they still live in it. So, kindergarten versus high school versus whatever the college they went to, and they somehow came back to this town. Still the same people. So they learned what everybody else is doing because they kind of did their thing. We all did our thing. I still remember once I finally went to a town, I knew I was going to be there for a while. Then I started building my friendships. Go ahead, guys. Sorry.
No,
I'm
didn't know she dropped something. I thought it was funny. Yeah, I think in Where's the Any Key? I think is knocking it out of the park over here with just kind of echoing what you're saying. The acceptance and is something that in that age group is very important, and that you're a product of your surroundings, and yeah, I believe that wholeheartedly.
so, but I guess it's still important for me to go. So from the age of 10 to 20,
Mhm.
we'll define who you will become, and from that point forward, sets a foundation. Because before 10, so if your dad is changing a tire and cusses every damn time, guess what? You're gonna grow up changing a tire and cussing. Yeah, I mean, that's what you. If your dad was cool enough to either let you help him, or you were just around because fucking tire went flat, son of a bitch, curse motherfucker, you're gonna learn that.
Mhm.
Whether you loved your dad or not. You've seen the example. Now, in between 10 and 20, there comes a point where you had to actually finally change your own tire. Now, do you do the same damn thing? I mean, because that's where you learned it. I mean, it wasn't the soccer uh, coach that taught you how to change the tire. Even though you were a soccer fan and you were a soccer guy. No, it was what your dad did. Whether your dad taught you or not. See, because I learned from my dad. I watched my dad. That's what I learned. Or the father figure, or the person that I guess taught me to be the male that I am. So, yeah, I think it's important what happens. I mean, if that father figure says "fuck it" with the dead tire and decides to walk home, then
Yeah. Absolutely. There's definitely some areas of your life that are more impressionable than others. I don't think that it necessarily has to stay that way. Like, if let's just take the tire cussing example. Like, you're probably more likely to cuss while you change a tire, or you will cuss when you change a tire. There's always a possibility that you will stop. Um, and that may change. That may take
oh,
some work.
I'm reading some of the chat now. And I want to do. I do want to touch on something with where's that any key, but
Mhm.
actually with the tire changing thing, I'm using a Crystal Story.
I'll be right back. Okay. You guys.
But
She knows developmental psychology. She
Tired.
can do this.
I'm using that as an experience from a Crystal Story. Um, yeah, have I dealt with some of the stuff personally? But yeah, where the old boy thinks he couldn't say the word fuck, and he said the word fuck because he learned from his dad when he lost the nugget on the yeah. So I know you are, and that's I'll run with it. I am what I am.
I don't see anything from the chat, so
I wish you did. You will. Later on, you'll be sitting back watching this and be like, oh my God, I wish I.
yeah, but you're right. Parents do have a lot to do in what you become.
All right. Actually, I think I can help you with this. So you've got Discord up, right?
Hmm.
You've got Discord in front of you. So it's just showing what? Just your picture? Our picture? What are you seeing?
I see me, the main thing with the little chat and blah
Okay.
blah, and you
So click on CatDads.
on the one in the middle.
And
Okay.
see if you can expand that any bigger than what you got because he's got his chat there. It may be pretty hard to read, but
I can see it.
so can you read it?
Yes.
There you go.
God, what the I don't like my face. Like when I see it here.
I know, and it'll be, but at least now you should be able to see
Yeah, I'm seeing the chat. Yeah.
because it's there. So, and Terresticles says he's
Mm.
amazing. She's
He
amazing.
is.
Sorry, she's amazing. She is amazing.
She is.
It's
He
she.
is. It's she, he. It doesn't matter. It's amazing. Yeah, so that's the whole point. It's I think I just realized how the little do I have to beat myself
You have to what?
to beep myself? I mean, I
No.
was about this is how the little sugar babies, whores, however you call them, this is how they become between, as you said, between age 10 and 20. It depends what your friends are. And if you have friends who are inspiring you into doing so and being so, and they just, manipulate you and your mind to grow like that. Like that's normal. I make no sense, right?
No, you're making sense to me because or beep yourself. It depends whether you're into it or beep yourself. It,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do have an accent because I think it's normal.
your accent is no worse than our dear friend Violet, so it's okay. You say well enough what needs to be heard. So
Yeah.
The Squattish comes out. Now, where's that Aniki? How deep Scottish is it, or is it just Scottish? I mean, what's I have another friend that every once in a
When
while.
I was working in customer support, I had to work with Ireland, Scotland, and UK. And there was such a big difference when you got a call from someone from Scotland or Ireland. Oh my God. It's so, they speak so fast.
All right, so I guess we got to get back on topic. So what is the topic? What is the topic, CatDad?
So we were talking the other night when I was getting to know Allie, and she brought up the topic of aliens.
Yeah. Do we believe that there are other lives except us?
What do you believe, Hawk?
Really have to ask that question. I've spent the last week watching NASA unexplained files, and fuck yes, there are aliens out there. Not only because I've watched Stargates, Star Trek, Star Wars. I mean, so many other crazy ass shows that yes, they're Contact with Jodie Foster is the one movie I still go. If you haven't seen it and you want to ever wonder about aliens, then shut the fuck up until you watched it and then come back and talk to me.
Allie?
Well, I was just thinking if aliens do exist, then is the Bible real?
Is it?
Yes, yes, yes. No, and I will say this honestly, yes, because there was no other way for us to make sense out of it. So
Mhm.
this is what we wrote. Because, I mean, let's think about Greek mythology. Is it real? Is it fake? Yeah, no, it's all real. It was just a simple way of us making sense out of what we didn't understand.
I
So,
don't
yeah.
I don't know how much I believe that and this is just evidence based. I don't know how much I believe about um an intelligent life visiting Earth. Um, do I believe that there is life out there? Uh, beyond even in our solar system, it's possible. Um, but do I believe it's outside of our solar system or galaxy? Absolutely. I think it would be a very, very. It's very improbable that we are the only planet in the universe that is able to sustain life. Now, what that life looks like, um, outside of Earth, that's that the thing about that
So,
is wild.
so
Go ahead.
you're saying that we've never been visited.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the evidence is subpar for my liking.
Okay?
Now, the evidence that I do subscribe to is there are these little life forms, microorganisms, called archaea. And these could live. There's a possibility that these could live in our solar system. Archaea are many of them. Okay, so they're prokaryotic, meaning they don't have a nucleus, but they do have. I think they have RNA, circular RNA. So they're hereditary.
So,
they,
what are you trying to say?
I'm getting there.
I mean, all the heebie-jeebie and the technical crap.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
So these organisms are built to live in extreme conditions. And by extreme conditions, I mean temperatures that no other organism can live in, pH levels that no other organism can live in, on Earth. These types of organisms could live on planets within our solar system, such as maybe Venus or the moon Europa. Tardigrades are animals.
Which is the moon on Jupiter.
Okay. And I'm just saying that with that kind of evidence, it's hard to say that that knowing that these organisms survive in such extreme conditions, it's hard to say that, just this kind of organism, which would be, an alien life form, can survive somewhere, even in our solar system. Meaning that,
Right.
and these are early evolutionary organisms, right? They've been around for,
But hold on. There is no proof, even at this moment in time, that we can prove that there is an amoeba or a life form on Europa or Mars. There is no direct evidence.
No, but we also don't have the tools at the moment to find many of these,
So-
right? Like,
But at this moment in our believabilities, we have not proved that there is another style of another life form anywhere. We have theorized heavily, but we still don't have, even with what we're in contact with Mars, um, even Mercury. There's been things with the satellites that we've been able to send. It shows there's great opportunity, but we cannot, with every ounce of evidence, prove that it's right.
okay.
But yes, we hope. We hope. I mean, everything that we know at this moment, everything is dead around us.
Yeah, as far as we know, that's true.
Now, but we've come to find with there are planets way far from our uh, ability to travel at this moment that life could exist, and that I'm even saying plant life.
Yeah.
And now this is me listening the last week of unexplained files from NASA, but we don't know of anything of an intelligent, comparable, or further or lesser than ours.
Right, but I do think there is. I think there's enough, like, just statistically alone to say
Right.
that we are likely not the only planet with living organisms. What do you think, Allie?
So are we.
Mm-mm. Just reading what the guys were saying. I think first of all, Bible is referring to Earth because this is how it starts. It talks about our planet, and
Mhm.
then I'm wondering if we believe in God and God created us. God also created the other planets and species and whatever, right?
That would be the assumption, yes.
So therefore, the Bible might be true, but available only for Earth.
I mean,
But then it comes to the, as Hawk said, Greek mythology and all those gods that in Asia they have a god for everything, the rice god, the whatever. And they pray to those things when the Bible says don't.
she's breaking up pretty bad for me.
Yeah, she's breaking up pretty bad for me too, but
Okay, you're back. We missed
I'm
the
back.
we missed the back end of that statement.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. It's probably me, my internet. I don't know.
You were
it's
talking.
okay.
Um,
It's fine.
I was talking about um the gods
Mhm.
that people pray to, and then the Bible says don't do that. But still, in Asia, a lot of people pray to God
Mhm.
because they have a God for everything, as I said.
Yeah.
Oh, there's many gods out there. Um, I have fun going back to Stargate, where we're taken over by parasites that jump into humans and create themselves as gods because they have the influence, and but they're not as powerful as they say they are. And but there's been several gods. Valhalla, the barbarians, man, they look at something so differently as far as gods versus the Greeks or the Asians or the Indians. I mean, there's so many beings of power that are out there. So I would like to think that okay, so Christianity seems to be the one that's winning over, but whatever. Let's be honest. There's a higher being or something
Well,
that's out there.
if Christianity is true, then the rest the rest of the religions are not. Right?
No.
Well, that's no. This is it's written in the scripture. If Christianity is true, then the rest of them are
If
not.
if you believe in the Bible as the I still see the Bible as the dummy book for all those that just don't understand what religion is. It's like, here, we're trying to relate everything that should be good and moral to you, but unfortunately
Yeah,
we've got to make it look like there's a being, a solid one being
That
that
That is the whole
made
point.
that all true.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of the religion.
And so
That's what it always comes back to. It doesn't necessarily come back to morals. It's always about there is one God and you should worship this God, and if you don't, there will be repercussions.
And how's that felt? Because even within Christianity, there's Presbyterian, there's Lutheran, there's uh, Baptist. I mean, it's still
Catholic,
all the
Greek
same.
Orthodox.
Yeah, there's still the one person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many factions of just the one. I still want to go back to the Greeks, or the Roman. Let's understand. There's a one for God. There's one for war. There's one for speed. There's for one for, you know, uh, yeah. Why does it have to be just a thing?
All I'm saying is if this one's true, Christianity or any of the Abrahamic religions, honestly, if one of them are true, then the rest of them are not. And
Correct.
many religions are like this. Uh, they say that this is the one true religion, and if you don't have this religion, then you are worshiping the wrong God. I'm
And
just
I understand, and I understand devil advocate. Uh, no, but it it's very complex. I will say this simply: if we do not believe in something, then nothing matters. I don't care what it is, what you believe, or where you believe it. If we don't believe, then nothing matters. So, unfortunately, we just can't come to a unity of going, there must be something else out there.
Are they among us?
Hopefully, there is something out there. I hope there is. But it's sad that it's challenged every culture that we know. And if it is the God that Christians try to believe in is the right one, he's not the one that I choose to believe in.
I absolutely disagree that if there is no God or we have nothing to believe in, that there's no reason to live. I don't see where that's. I, 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 I can't bring myself to say that this is correct. I understand where you're coming from, but as an atheist myself, um, I believe that our if we have a reason to be here, um,
Okay.
at least
So
more, at least morally.
what's the reason? What promotes you
You
to?
fucking let me get to it.
Damn it! No, I won't. I'm gonna be
So
just that awkward.
at least morally, um, just maximizing human flourishing is reason enough.
Say that. Okay, hold on. Say that one more time.
Okay. Morally, maximizing human flourishing should be enough.
Maximizing human flourishing. So what guides us, or what
Ourselves.
has shown us? So it's internal.
Well, do you want to be
I
happy?
mean,
Do you want to be a happy person? Do you want to
okay,
flourish? Do you want your friends to flourish? Do you want your family to flourish?
that's confusing to say, because how do I do that? Yes, I do. Fuck yeah.
Okay.
How would I not want
Okay. Do you
that
think
to be there?
you need a god to tell you that?
So what's the ends to the means, though? How do I prove that I've done it? How do I show that I've been flourishing as a person? I mean, what? I mean, I again, yeah, yes, I do, yes, but
Okay. Well, I mean, that's all I'm saying is that we want to make sure that everyone lives a better life.
so
For as long as we are here.
by whose?
By whose
By
standard?
Yeah, I mean, what is it that I've done what I'm supposed to do? How do I prove that? How do I walk away from it? Why do I walk forward to it?
So, are uh, like, are you trying to say like? I'm not sure what you're asking because
Because what your ends to the means versus mine will never come.
you just want to get to heaven, right?
I don't know where I want.
Right?
I don't know where I want to
Is that what
go.
I mean?
I
I
don't
mean, if
know
that's all you're
where I
worried
want to go.
about,
So, but if I'm going to do the best I can, but it may trample upon others so my family can succeed and I can flourish,
that's
then
not
it's okay.
that's not what I said at all. I said maximizing human flourishing, meaning everyone does better. The entire world.
And
With the decisions that you or your friends or your family or strangers, everyone should be looking to make everyone else
so
a better life.
there's still a goal, though, right? There's still a something that you're trying to achieve, right?
Yes.
And
But it's not
that is
it's not as uh it,
step in anytime, Allie. But no, this is fun.
not
Don't
maybe
don't worry.
I want to say tangible. That's probably not the right word. It's not as tangible as heaven, right? It's not something that we can just say, okay,
So
this is the greatest good. It's not as easy to
so
define as that.
so there is a greater good in your head,
Yeah,
even though there
human
is
flourishing.
no.
Yeah, humanity.
So what do you call that?
Humanity.
So is it not wrong to still believe that we want to achieve something within our humanity and set it as a goal? But so be it, we use a incorrect god or name, or to go, here's where we set the line of the morality, because
Because it's sacred. It's
because so if the person that ends up thinking like you do, but also is not afraid to sacrifice humanity to get to the ultimate goal, is
well,
okay.
I think you asked a very good question. Um, you know, the morality of religion, and um the reason I like to criticize that is because a believer would say that you shouldn't criticize it. We have
Hold on, what?
we have an outline for morality, and if you question it,
So
then you're wrong.
where did the outline of morality
Have you ever
come from?
have you ever heard the Ten Commandments?
Yeah, and where did that come from?
That is an outline apparently from God.
Okay. So that's our outline. And that's where we sit, and that's where we're good. I mean,
That's what I'm trying to say is that I should be able to criticize that. Anybody should be able to criticize that, but the religion says no, it is sacred and is above
hold on.
criticism.
But you don't believe in any religion, but you're going to come back to the Ten Commandments, which
No, yeah,
is
trying to.
set as a morality, whether it came from humankind or a godlike power. It somehow we're still sitting here going, the Ten Commandments are something worth listening to.
No, I'm saying that's not. That is not at all what I'm saying.
So the
What
Ten Commandments aren't worth listening to.
there, there are a few I think that are okay. The basis of them is probably wrong. Um, I would say that what I'm trying to say is that the religion doesn't allow you to criticize it. That's all I'm saying. And that
The religion, but it doesn't mean God doesn't let you criticize.
I mean they're pretty stalwart on saying that this is sacred. God wrote this, and questioning it
But,
is wrong.
but Zeus said a lot of things as well. I mean,
And those should be criticized as well.
and so did Allah, and I mean there's a lot of things. I mean, Buddhism is
My
not
answer is going to stay the same. It should all
Buddhism is not a
none
religion.
of it
It's
should be
more
above criticism.
of mentality. But Buddhism does go into the whole we gotta figure out whether we're right or wrong. Unfortunately, Greek gods, Roman gods, Christian God, um, I actually think that the whole damn things have been a manipulation of humanity trying to get us to go. Can we set our moralities right? I mean, so I've got to burn a bush and create a template out of stone and goes, here's some basic outlines, guys. Here it is. Take care of each other. But somehow the religion of it and the belief in it has become so um like if you do believe in it, you're good. If you don't, you're shunned. But even though you're shunned from it and you still go, I still don't want to murder my neighbor. Still don't want to kill anybody. I still don't want to steal. But if I'm not a part of this religion, then I'm outside the box. And I wish I've been reading chat, but
Allie, what do you think about it?
we
Do we need do we need God for our morals?
Well, I do believe in God. That's the main thing. I also believe that God gives us the choice to choose. Either we believe or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I do respect the Ten Commandments. I mean, around there. Um, I think they were given to keep us um, a bit. Um, how can I say that? Because I cannot find the right words. But those commands were given for us to keep us from doing much harm. I don't know how to express what I want to say. They are not bad. I mean, in my book. And I don't think that they are hard to keep. I mean, they are just decent. It helps you be decent. But now this is because I believe in God. You don't, so you have all the right to question everything. But as I said, I do believe that God gave us the choice to choose between good or wrong. That's all.
I mean, I'm not here to like just shit on religion. I'm just giving my side of the story, right? Like, I don't, and like we said, the Ten Commandments aren't all bad. Now I think their origin, or not necessarily their origin, their agency is probably incorrect. Why we made these rules questionable sometimes, because I mean, one of the most important, or what the religion would say is the most important of these commandments, um, wouldn't even fall anywhere in a law book that not just me, society today would write.
All right. Here are the facts. We have no clue. We have no evidence of a God. We have no empirical uh anything we can run with and go with. It comes down to simple belief. Belief. And within that belief, it comes a faith. So when we believe something, we have faith in it. And we want to wholeheartedly believe in our faith. I'm going to make this statement: there is no God. I think if there is no God, then there is no point. I believe that we have to have a higher power to believe in, because if the morality of our humanity is going to survive longer, we have to believe in something. So,
Why does it have to be supernatural?
because if not, our humanity is already proven so many times we choose to kill, we choose to eliminate, we choose to procure more items than we need. Um, so even if we are not so greedy, we need to come back to something that's so simple. And hopefully, our greed is us taking care of each other,
Okay,
not.
so where's the any key actually brought up a really good point. If religion is the basis of your morals, and those morals are good, why are they more violent?
Just think of history. I mean, it
Exactly. Yeah.
religion is a tool that we've used to control society.
Okay, but it's
Not
also a system to deliver us our morals, apparently, that we won't kill people because there is a god, or that there is
so
something supernatural that is telling us, oh, you shouldn't kill each other.
so how's that worked for us? How's that worked for us? I mean, we are still an entire earth of same individuals still debating on which religion we use or which religion is right, but we've used them to focus on wars and killing each other, um, because we can't understand what religion is. It's a tool. So it's scary if you really fucking sit down and think about it, because how quickly we just judge over a religion or choice of religion or choice of belief, and people that will stand forward on some of these beliefs and go and put their lives in jeopardy because somebody else believes something differently. Now,
And other religions are the ones that are they're acting upon this, right? Like
we are as
the
well.
the atheists
We've done it.
the atheists aren't going out saying, "Oh, well, you believe something different than me, you should die."
No better than that one.
They're not.
No, no, let's not go that direction, please. Because atheists or non atheists, whether it's because I'm not going to stand up in arms against Canadians, or I'm not going to go against the Mexicans. I'm not going to fight for that. I don't believe so wholeheartedly that I'm ready to give up my life because of my belief in something, because so many others believe in something different. Because I'm sorry, I want to believe in something wholeheartedly and strong, but I'm not going to give my life up for it, and I'm not going to fight to the end of my death. I just I wish I could. I wish I had the heart to go against something I felt was so wrong, but everything is just misinterpreted, and we don't know where the right is. We don't know where the wrong is. All it is just anger and hatred right now. And it's a matter of proving or showing somebody this is what the better thing is, or this is the better view, or this is the better opinion. And that's what it's going to come down to. It's and god damn it. Where do we begin the argument of loving each other? Where do we begin the argument of I can't find enough love for this person for that one? No, we find every damn fucking thing wrong with every goddamn fucking thing. And it just disappoints. But who the fuck am I? So so people are I'm disappointed in people. I'm but and when do we get back to just enjoying the shit out of each other?
I mean, that's what I've been arguing for us to do this entire time. Really, that's all I've been doing. And I don't think you need supernatural intervention for that. Anyway.
And I don't think so either. But guess what? A direction needs to be in front of people. A direction, whether it is supernatural or unsupernatural, there still needs to be a focus. Guess what? Religion and it unfortunately still comes back to that tool. And it's still a tool. It should still be a tool.
I've got to let my dog out. Allie, chat really wants to know about your dog.
What's his name?
I'm gonna use the restroom, so I'll be right back. Talk to chat, Allie.
Yeah, let me open this so I can see what he says. When I open this on all page, it looks so
I'm back.
no, so not good. So you'll have to tell me because I cannot not actually read it. It's
What?
very cloudy. I cannot read the chat.
Oh, okay. So
I'm trying to.
they want to know what
No,
the
I
dog...
cannot read it because it's foggy.
They want to know what the dog's name is.
It's roof.
Hmm.
Roof from the roof above it.
Gotcha. Oh. So I don't think we have very much more to talk about unless Hawk's got something or if you have anything. I'm out of ideas. We've pretty much covered everything we planned on covering. So we'll just wait on Hawk to get back and see if he needs anything.
If he has something there.
Yeah. Oh, shoot, that got heated.
It's hard.
Thank you, Violet. Let's take a look at chat real quick here. I know you can't, but I don't see anything out of the ordinary, or that we could talk about, other than getting back into the last conversation. Huck, so do you have anything else to say about anything? Because I think we can just go ahead and wrap this one up.
I think I've said more than enough.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. Allie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
No.
I wish we had gotten her to talk more, but crying out loud.
I hope you come back sometime. I understand it's difficult for you, and if you don't want to, I understand that as well. But again, thank you. Thank you, Where's the Any Key? Thank you, Violet, for saying this was a good stream. I thought so as well. Had a lot of fun. Guys, we'll see you all next time. Remember, it's every Thursday at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. We may be changing that, so check Discord for any changes. Follow us on Twitch, and you can, and Twitter, and if you have Instagram, which I do, follow us. And this will be going to YouTube, so you can follow us there as well. Guys, thank everybody once again.
And just love us, just because who we are.
We'll see you guys next time. I really need an outro video. Guys, thanks again.
Bye.
Bye.